Vince Kennedy McMahon, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who brought us the WWE, WWF, the Attitude Era, the Golden Age. Well, really, it was Vince Sr., but we'll talk about that another time. This is one video of many that I'm going to make, of course, on Vince McMahon, but something I wanted to bring up. Back in the Attitude Era, I guess 1997, 98, around that time, the Mr. McMahon character was born, where Vince was really getting involved in matches and on screen, you know, part of the segments, as opposed to just being an announcer, which, I'll be honest, Vince was one of my favorite announcers of all time. You know, that was an incredible maneuver, because he didn't know any of the moves, so you would just call everything a maneuver. Everybody comment maneuver down below. That's a tough word. That's a tough word. See if you can do it. So, the Mr. McMahon character, I think, versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, was one of the greatest feuds ever. Just because the crowd was so over, or Stone Cold was so over with the crowd, and just how he was like an anti-hero. It was anti-establishment and everything, you know, against the corporation, you know, with Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson, you know, the Stooges. But should the Mr. McMahon character have continued longer in the WWE than it really had, you know? Because I feel like after the feud with Stone Cold and after the alliance and the invasion happened, I feel like Vince started, you know, kind of going back to just being behind the scenes. Do you feel that this happened because he didn't want to be on camera anymore? Or do you feel that this happened because they were just trying to change the storylines and felt maybe it was getting, you know, tired and boring? Because I loved it. I thought the whole Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon and the corporation was great. You know, it could have been somebody else at that point. You know, it could have been something else. Unless that's what Evolution was. Because I wasn't really watching them with Batista and Randy Orton and Ric Flair and Triple H. Was Evolution against the corporation? I don't remember. Because like I said, I stopped. I was watching religiously, like every Raw, every SmackDown, every pay-per-view from like mid-2000 until about like mid-2003, late 2002. So for like a solid 2 or 3 years during the end of the Attitude Era, you know. So things started getting boring for me. And, you know, I was in high school, so I started like, you know, being interested in girls and dating and working out and shit. So, you know, things changed for me. But anyway, do you think the Mr. McMahon character should have continued on more aggressively? Or do you think it was good that they kind of put it to rest? Let me know what you think down below. Seriously, comment maneuver or comment wrestle 419 if you made it to this part of the video. But give me some suggestions for some topics for other content. I'd love to hear from you. And subscribe and all that stuff too. Turn on that notification bell.